you hate God, skip this video right now. But if something inside you still didn't click away, then stay here for just a moment. Because what you're about to hear is not random. It's a message meant to reach you exactly where you are, in the middle of your thoughts, your pressure, and the weight you've been carrying alone. My beloved child, I speak to you from a place deeper than words, not to overwhelm you, but to reach the part of you that feels unseen and unheard. Listen closely, not just with your ears, but with everything inside you that is tired of struggling silently. You are not forgotten, even if life has made you feel that way. I need you to pause for a moment and let go of the noise around you, because what I want to share with you matters more than the stress you are carrying in your mind right now. Stay with me a little longer, don't rush away, because this is for you in this exact moment of your life. I see your pain. I see the thoughts that repeat in your head, the worry that never seems to stop, and I want to take that burden off your heart. Let me replace it with peace that you have not felt in a long time. I am here offering you something the world cannot give, real calm, real safety, and real rest for your soul. Trust me with what you are feeling. You don't have to fight everything alone anymore. I am not distant from you. I have not turned away, and I have not left your side even when you thought you were completely alone. Every morning you wake up, I am already there, before your thoughts even begin, watching over you quietly. I hear what you don't say out loud. I understand what you hide behind your silence, and I know the weight you carry when no one else notices. You are safe in my care, even when your emotions try to convince you otherwise. Do not let fear control your heart anymore, and do not let anxiety decide your future. I am not here to punish you or abandon you. I am here to guide you out of the confusion that has been pulling you down. You are deeply loved, even in your weakest moments, even when you feel like you are not enough. I have not stopped working in your life, and I will not stop now. Now breathe for a moment, and let these words settle inside you, because this is only the beginning of what you need to hear today. I want you to understand something very clearly. Today, your mind has been carrying more weight than it was ever designed to hold. These thoughts that keep repeating, the fear of what might happen next, the pressure of what you cannot control, it is slowly pulling your peace away from you. But listen carefully, because you are not meant to live trapped inside your own overthinking. You are not meant to wake up every day feeling tired before your day even begins. I see how your mind keeps going back to problems, replaying situations, imagining outcomes that haven't even happened yet, and it drains your strength without you even realizing it. But I need you to hear this truth right now. Not every thought that enters your mind deserves your attention. Not every fear is a message of reality, and not every worry is a sign of danger. Many of them are just noise, and that noise has been stealing your peace for far too long. You have been trying to solve everything in your head, as if thinking harder will give you control over things that are not in your hands. But instead of peace, it only creates more pressure. Instead of answers, it brings more confusion. And slowly, your heart becomes tired from carrying battles that were never meant to be fought alone. That is why you feel stuck, even when nothing is physically stopping you. That is why, even in quiet moments, your mind feels loud. I want you to realize something important. Your peace was never meant to depend on your ability to control everything. There are things you were never meant to carry, and there are burdens that were never assigned to you in the first place. You keep trying to predict every outcome, prepare for every possible failure, and protect yourself from every imagined loss. But in doing so, you are losing the present moment you are actually living in. Life is not asking you to figure out everything today. Life is asking you to trust the process without letting fear write the story for you. I am not saying challenges won't come, but I am telling you that you don't have to mentally live in every challenge before it arrives. You don't have to suffer twice, once in your imagination and once in reality. Right now, your mind needs release more than it needs answers. Your heart needs calm more than it needs control. So I ask you gently, why are you carrying tomorrow in today's strength? Why are you fighting battles that haven't even happened? You are exhausting yourself in a war that exists only in thoughts, not in reality. And every time you do that, you move further away from peace. But today can be different. Today can be the moment you begin to step out of that cycle, not by having all the answers, but by letting go of the need to have them all at once. And even now, as you listen, something inside you already knows what I'm saying is true. Because deep down you are tired of overthinking. You are tired of the mental weight. You are tired of carrying everything alone. And that awareness, that quiet exhaustion, is the beginning of change. You have reached a point where your mind keeps running even when your body wants to rest. Even when everything around you is quiet, your thoughts are still loud, still active, still searching for solutions that never seem to fully arrive. And this is exactly where overthinking becomes dangerous. It makes you feel like you are doing something productive, when in reality, you are slowly draining your inner peace. You replay conversations, you question decisions, you imagine outcomes that don't even exist yet, and all of this creates an emotional weight that grows heavier each day. But listen carefully, this cycle is not your identity, and it is not your destiny. It is a pattern your mind learned, not a truth you are meant to live with forever. And patterns can be changed. You don't have to stay stuck in the same mental loops that keep pulling you into fear and doubt. The more you try to mentally control everything, the more out of control you begin to feel inside. That is the hidden trap of overthinking. It convinces you that thinking more will protect you, but instead, it slowly steals your peace and weakens your confidence. You need to understand that clarity does not always come from thinking harder. Sometimes clarity comes from stepping back, from allowing silence, from letting time reveal what your mind is trying too hard to force. Not everything needs an immediate answer. Not every situation needs to be solved in one night of worry. Some things only become clear when you stop fighting them mentally and start letting them unfold naturally. And I need you to recognize something important about yourself. You are not weak for feeling overwhelmed. You are not broken for having too many thoughts. You are simply exhausted from carrying too much for too long without rest. Even strong minds can become tired when they never pause. Even strong hearts can feel heavy when they never release what they hold inside. There is a difference between responsibility and mental overload. Responsibility helps you move forward. Overthinking keeps you stuck in place. One builds your future, the other drains your present. And right now, your mind has been leaning too much into the second one. That is why you feel like no matter how much you think, nothing feels resolved. But here is something you need to hear clearly. Peace is not found at the end of perfect thinking. Peace is found when you stop trying to control everything with your thoughts. When you accept that not everything is yours to solve instantly. When you allow life to breathe without your mind constantly interfering. Even now you might feel like your situation is complicated, like there are too many unanswered questions. But complexity is not a reason to panic. It is a reason to pause. Because not everything in life becomes clearer through pressure. Some things only become clearer through patience. And in this moment you are being reminded that you don't have to carry the entire weight of your future inside your mind today. Right now, your mind may still try to pull you back into the same cycle, asking what if, replaying past mistakes, and searching for certainty where there is none yet. But I need you to understand something deeper than your thoughts. You are not your anxiety, and you are not your overthinking. These are experiences you are going through, not definitions of who you are. And the more you separate your identity from your thoughts, the more power you take back from the fear that has been controlling you. You have been treating every thought like a warning signal, as if your mind is always right about the future. But thoughts are not prophecies. They are not guarantees. They are just mental activity, and most of the time, they are influenced by fear, memory, and uncertainty, not truth. And when you believe every thought without question, you begin to live in a reality that doesn't even exist yet. That is where stress grows. That is where fear multiplies. And that is where peace disappears. You were never meant to analyze every second of your life before living it. You were meant to experience life, to move forward step by step, not to predict every possible outcome in advance. But overthinking makes you feel like if you stop thinking, something will go wrong. So you keep your mind working, even when your heart is tired. You keep trying to solve emotional problems with mental effort, but not everything in life responds to logic alone. There are moments when the best thing you can do is simply pause, not because you are giving up, but because you are allowing space for clarity to return. Because clarity does not grow in chaos. It grows in stillness. And your mind has been too crowded for too long. You also need to understand that you cannot control everything, and you were never meant to. Life will always have uncertainty, People will always be unpredictable. Situations will not always unfold the way you expect. But your peace does not have to depend on controlling all of that. Your peace can come from trusting yourself to handle whatever comes, instead of trying to mentally prevent every possible outcome. Even now, part of you may feel like letting go is dangerous, like stopping the overthinking means losing control. But in reality, it is the opposite. Letting go is how you regain control over your inner state, because control over your thoughts is not found in forcing them. It is found in not obeying every fear they produce. And slowly, as you begin to see this, something inside you starts to loosen. Not everything feels as heavy as it did before. Not every thought feels as urgent. And for a brief moment, you begin to realize that peace was never completely gone. It was just buried under too much thinking. And now, as you reach this final part, I need you to hear this with complete attention, not as just words, but as something you allow into your heart. You don't have to keep living like this, trapped inside endless thoughts that never give you peace. You don't have to wake up every day already tired from thinking about everything that could go wrong. Life is not asking you to carry every outcome in your mind before it happens. Life is asking you to live, to trust yourself, and to take one step at a time without drowning in fear of the next 100 steps. You have survived every difficult moment you thought you wouldn't survive. Think about that clearly. There were times when your mind told you that things would fall apart completely, yet here you are. You made it through situations that once felt unbearable. That alone is proof that your overthinking has never been your protection. It has only been your illusion of control. You were stronger than your fears, even when you didn't feel strong. And now, you are being called to live differently, not by eliminating every problem, but by changing how you carry them. You don't need to fight every thought. You don't need to answer every question your mind throws at you. Some thoughts can simply be observed and then allowed to pass, because not everything deserves your energy, not everything deserves your reaction, and not everything deserves to live rent-free inside your mind. There is a quieter way to live, a calmer way, where your mind does not constantly attack your peace. It begins when you stop treating every fear as truth and every worry as instruction. It begins when you choose presence over prediction and trust over tension. And in that space, you start to notice something powerful. Life continues even when you are not mentally controlling every second of it. You are not late. You are not lost. You are not stuck. You are simply overwhelmed by thoughts that feel bigger than they really are. And once you see that clearly, you begin to loosen your grip on them. Not because life becomes perfect, but because you stop expecting your mind to solve everything at once. Now take this with you. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to let life unfold without constantly trying to predict it. And in doing so, you will slowly begin to feel something return to you: calm, clarity, and a sense of strength that doesn't come from thinking more, but from thinking less and trusting more. You don't need to carry tomorrow in your mind anymore. Just live today, one moment at a time, and that is enough.